Today in this video we are going to discuss about forensic science, in which the particular topic chosen for discussion is the lie detector test, or the narco analysis test, or serum test, truth serum test. And the another thing also we are going to see, that is the polygraph test, which is taken as eliciting confession from the accused by the police, so that to make it as evidence and to show in court. So these are all the and particularly this lie detector test is to be ordered by court. Only on the order of court this lie detector test can be undertaken with the accused. So we will see about it. இந்த தலைப்பின் கீழ் ஃபோரன்சிக் சயின்ஸிலே தடவியல் அறிவியல் விஞ்ஞானத்திலே நாம் பார்க்க இருக்கின்ற தலைப்பு நார்கோ அனாலிசிஸ் ஆர் லை டிடெக்டார் டெஸ்ட். நார்கோ அனாலிசிஸ் இஸ் a Greek word that means the barbiturate or the hypnotic, the person is made in hypnotic state or semi-conscious state. That is, பொதுவாக ஒரு அக்யூஸ்டு தன்னுடைய இமேஜினேஷனை, கற்பனையை பயன்படுத்தி பொய்யை சொல்ல முயற்சிக்கின்றான். எனவே அவனிடம் உண்மையை வாங்க, அவன் குற்றவாளி என்று உறுதி செய்து அவனிடம் உறுதிமொழி வாங்க வேண்டும், குற்றம் செய்வதற்கான உறுதிமொழியை வாங்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக அவனை ஹிப்னாட்டிக் ஸ்டேட்டிலே கொண்டு சென்று அந்த ஹிப்னாட்டிக் ஸ்டேட்டிலே அவன் உண்மையைத்தான் சொல்வான், பொய் சொல்ல முடியாது. எனவே அந்த ஹிப்னாட்டிக் ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு செல்வதற்கு பேர் தி டூத் சீரம் டெஸ்ட் அல்லது தி நார்கோ அனாலிசிஸ் டெஸ்ட். நார்கோ என்றால் மயக்க, அது பார்பிச்சுரேட், ஹிப்னாட்டிக் ஸ்டேட்டு ஆக்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக ஒரு மருந்தை உட்செலுத்தி அவனிடமிருந்து ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை வாங்குவதற்கு நார்கோ அனாலிசிஸ் டெஸ்ட் என்று பெயர். ஸோ நார்கோ டெஸ்ட் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் கால்ட் ட்ரூத் சீரம் டெஸ்ட். திஸ் இஸ் generally a person used to lie because he uses his imagination. So he don't want to commit his the crime, so that he used to tell lies. So how to get the truth from him? So this is the subject is imagination is neutralized. So he should not use his imagination. When he is bring into the state of semi-conscious, or he could not use his imagination, then naturally he used to tell truth. So we have to bring the person of the accused to the state of semi-conscious state. What we have to do then? Usually to make him in a state of semi-conscious mind state, usually 3 doctors will be available on recommendation of the court. The 3 people are, one is that is psychologist, and another is physician, and another one is that is anesthesia specialist. So 3 people. Anesthesia specialist used to give the anesthesia, that is to bring it to semi-conscious state. They will give the sedation. Sedation means he will be in to make him semi-conscious. In the semi-conscious, to bring him semi-conscious state, the anesthesia specialist will identify how much of sodium pentathol should be given. That is usually 30 grams, 3 grams of sodium pentathol is given, and this dose may vary according to the size of the body, and the weight of the body and his condition of the body. So the analyst, the anesthetist should decide the dosage and other thing, and in his presence he will be, the accused will be brought to in a semi-conscious state, or to extract the truth from him. He has to be made a semi-conscious state. So sodium 33 grams of sodium pentathol is given, and what the drug does in the body, the drug depresses the central nervous system. Central nervous system include brain and spinal cord. So it also lowers the BP, lowers the heart rate, and also he is brought to hypnotic state. So they are putting subject into trance. Trance means tannai maranda nilai. So the subject is brought into trance state, and then the concerned person will ask. It may be the police officers or the judicial officers may ask questions regarding the crime, and he will be in a position to say what actually happened, because he will not tell lies. Then the revelations means the what all the things which is revealed by the person is recorded in audio and video. These particulars, these procedures are conducted in government hospital, not in private hospital. Only it should be conducted in government hospital in the presence of the authorities, court authorities, and also in presence of lawyer, and it should be recorded in audio and video, and conducted in government hospital court order. Next thing, the important thing, consent of the subject. Consent, the subject means the person we suspect as he did the crime. That person is called subject. The consent, he has to agree for the, he has to volunteer himself for the this lie detector test or narco analysis test. Unless this is obtained, we cannot go for this narco analysis test, because it is invasiveness in the self-incrimination. And a case study can also be put forth here, that is Selvi versus State of Karnataka. All India Report 2010, and the page number 381. In this, it has been held that unless the consent is given by the, or it is self-volunteered to take the polygraph test or the narco analysis test, that has to be consented by the person, concerned person who is suspected to be suspected to be committed crime, and unless otherwise we cannot go for all these tests. So in this case it is stated that since the consent has not been given, what all the tests taken cannot be put forth as evidence. Then this is with regard to the narco analysis test. And another thing we'll also take up in this video, that is tools of interrogation. What are the tools of interrogation is not only used in India but also used in foreign countries, because to bring the truth, certain the polygraph test are to be used, and moreover it was used primarily, it was used to select the people who are doing some confidential work during recruitment time. So this is applied previously to recruitment the people who are in confidential doing confidential matters. And subsequently this has been extended to the to bring out the truth or veracity of the crime. Then now we will see the tools of interrogation. This is for extracting confession from the suspected accused. That is, one is polygraph test or lie detector test, and P300 brain mapping, and third one is narco analysis test. Narco analysis test we have seen. The other polygraph test, poly means many, graph means it will be in the graph form. So that is called polygraph. That is, there are three tests are available in polygraph. One is called respiratory rate, second thing is BP test, and third one is galvanic skin test. So usually the body and mind are interrelated. So whenever any change happens in the mind status or body status, it will affect the mind. So basing on that, these three tests are conducted. That is the polygraph lie detector test. First is one is called respiratory rate. This polygraph test relies on the subject to physiological, that is, indicators of truth. These are all the physiological. What is how the body changes in heart rate or breathe or in the blood flow. All these things will change, and taking consideration whenever he is subject to the question by the police or judicial authorities. Then first test is respiratory rate. Two pneumographs, rubber tube filled with air, are set in the chest of the person, and the tube is filled with air, and the subject it will be put in subject chest and abdomen. What happens usually during respiration or inspiration and expiration, inhalation and exhalation, the chest cavity expands and also goes backward and forward. Then what happens? The muscle expand, displaces the air and act as bellow. Then this interact with the accordion like device. So accordion like device is placed in the that is in the chest and abdomen. Two pneumographs and rubber tubes. These are attached to accordion like structure, and that will be attached to the paper, and mechanical arm will be there, and it also ink filled. It will be, the arm will be ink filled, and it will marks on scrolling paper according to the movement of the chest and the stomach. So this is correct. So basing on that, then it is it will be transferred to a instrument which will convert the signal to, that is air into electronic signals. It will change the air change into electronic signal. Basing on that, the reading is made whether it is in accordance with the norms or because of the lie which he utters, the changes has been made in the that is in respiratory rate. So the respiratory change according to the body condition. If he tells lies, the respiration normally varies. And then BP test. A cuff is placed in the upper arm, and that is runs from cuff to that tubing from the cuff. Tubing will be there tubes will be attached, and the tubes will be it runs from cuff to polygraph, and blood pumps through arm. Whenever the blood pumps through to arm, it makes sound, displaces air tubes connected to bellow, and it moves the pen, and the pen records the actual signals in the paper, and this is connected to the transducer, and it changes the air into that is electronic signal. So according to the mark which is obtained in the scroll or paper, the reading is made whether it is normal, or because of the lie he made, changes have been made in the recording. Then another thing is galvanic skin test. This is the usually we know the fingerprints. Finger have lot of sweating ducts. It end in sweat duct. So sweat whereby sweat duct will be there, and fingertips are it is more porous. Fingertips are more porous than any other, because the it is porous in nature. It is holes. A lot of the sweat go holes will be there in the finger tips. So what we do in a galvanometer is attached to the two fingers of the suspected accused, and it measures skin ability to then more the sweat is there, more conduction, electricity conduction will be there. So if he fears or if he tells lies, more sweat will be there and more conduction will be there. Accordingly, the sensor will be there, and the sensor records on moving paper. By this we find whether he tells lies or truth. Then these are all the polygraph test. Apart from that, narco analysis test also, if ordered, if the court orders, it will be undertaken. And another thing, the murmur, that is memory and encoding related multi-acted electroencephalographic response. That is, the brain emits some signals, or some current is voltage is produced that produces signals. So basing on that, we find out whether the person tells lie. For that, what will they do? A cap will be there, and inside the cap, the stimuli, that is, they will be placing the electrodes in the that is in the cap, which is placed on the head. And then what is the memory and encoding related multifaceted electroencephalographic response. So whenever a stimuli is created, that is the crime related, the stimuli will be created on the screen. It will be audio or video. Accordingly, the stimuli is created, and to the stimuli the response will also be created, and the electric activities of the brain registered as P300 waves. So by seeing the 300 waves, P300 waves, whether a person has told lie or not can be identified. Then, as we told already, in Selvi versus that is Karnataka state, according to Article 20 and 21, Article 21, right to life and liberty. The right unto liberty is a fundamental right. When without volunteering or without the consent of a person, this test cannot be undertaken by the court. One thing, and another thing is 20 is Article 20 is self-incrimination. One should not be subject to self-incrimination. He should not be made to incriminate by himself. So unless otherwise it is volunteered or consent is given, the this type of test cannot be undertaken. That is Article 20 and 21 gives protection to an individual to free from to get his fundamental rights delivered to the individual. So with this we conclude this video.